The opening scene sets an immediately unsettling tone. A vast stretch of open concrete is blanketed with hundreds of motionless bodies. A group of survivors watches from a safe distance. Their faces pale with dread. The silence is suffocating. Finally, an agent named Mortimer Reyes steps forward alone. He walks carefully, each step deliberate. Without warning, one figure rises. It is wearing a sealed protective suit. A horn blares from somewhere nearby. Every single body on the ground begins to stir simultaneously. They were never dead. They were the living dead. To understand how the world reached this point, the story goes back in time. At a construction site, a worker suffers a fatal accident after being pierced by a sharp object. Officers remove the covering from his body. His body had already begun to decompose at a terrifying rate. Alarmed doctors immediately issue orders to seal everything off. This cannot reach the public. But as that command is being given, a body on a nearby stretcher begins to twitch, and within seconds, it transforms into something monstrous. Word reaches the highest levels of government. A senior military officer presents a full briefing to the president. Scientists have uncovered a horrifying truth about this virus. It transforms them into violent, bloodthirsty creatures, facing enormous pressure. The president reluctantly authorizes the military to begin classified research on the virus in total secrecy. 20 years pass. The world moves on, or at least pretends to. Out in the countryside, far from any major city, sits a quiet and unremarkable train station. The military has cordoned off the entire area for an upcoming exercise. Halting all civilian train traffic, an elderly professor named Ming finds himself stranded there, confused and completely unaware that he has wandered into a restricted zone. His only company comes in the form of 3 American soldiers from the nearby base, who arrive looking for entertainment. Station guards warn them clearly, do not cross the tracks. It is a danger zone. The soldiers laugh it off and mock the guards openly. Things escalate when a guard from a biochemical transport train steps off and orders the soldiers to leave. Instead of complying, one soldier grabs the guard's weapon. A struggle breaks out. The gun goes off twice, once hitting a second guard, and once striking the side of the biochemical train. The punctured car releases a massive cloud of green toxic gas that engulfs everyone on the platform. One guard manages to pull himself into a nearby room and finds a protective mask in a drawer. He rushes to put it on Professor Ming, but before he can do anything more, the poison overwhelms him. Ming panics and flees outside, only to find the station swallowed in toxic green fog. Breathing is nearly impossible. He waits until the air begins to clear, then returns inside to use a phone. But the signal is dead. He runs. Ming takes shelter inside a church near the station. Not far away, a bald man, just released from prison, walks the streets. He comes across a weeping nun outside the church. She explains through tears that a stranger bit her mother. Now her mother's face has turned down, a natural shade of yellow. Nearby, something moves, another body, stumbling near the churchyard wall. The bald man suspects it might be the attacker, but before he can investigate, the nun herself suddenly transforms. She lunges at him with savage ferocity, without hesitation. The bald man twists her neck and kills her. Then he destroys the second zombie nearby with equal efficiency. Seconds later, Professor Ming comes sprinting toward him, screaming a warning. The bald man stands completely calm, unbothered by the chaos. Ming takes one look at this unshaken stranger and decides he is equally dangerous. He runs in the opposite direction, away from both the zombies and the bald man. Out on the main road, a group of college students is driving. Their car begins behaving strangely. Lights flickering. The headlights catch something ahead. Dark, shambling shapes filling the road. Before they can react, Professor Ming crashes against the front of the car. He screams desperately for help. The students inside are frozen with terror. The road ahead is completely blocked by a growing horde of zombies. Staying in the car feels like their only option for survival. Meanwhile, on a nearby highway, a police convoy is transporting a dangerous prisoner. The officers are relaxed, joking, unaware of what is spreading. Then the car jolts. They have hit something. They pull over and find an unconscious man lying in the road. Believing they struck an innocent person, they are horrified and reach for their radios. That is when a young boy bursts out of a nearby building, screaming. He runs as though something is right behind him. The officers approach cautiously with weapons drawn. Inside the building, the walls and floor are smeared with blood. The place looks like a slaughterhouse. From behind a bathroom door comes a slow, wet shuffling sound. The door opens, and a body walks out, its abdomen torn apart, its organs visible and hanging loose. One of the female agents doubles over and is violently sick. The officers retreat immediately, sprinting back to their vehicles. At the cars, the situation becomes catastrophic. Their driver and a fellow officer have already turned. Agent Mortimer and a policeman are forced to shoot both of them. The prisoner in the secured section of the vehicle is, by some miracle, unharmed. They begin planning to transfer him when a gunshot rings out. From the surrounding streets, a massive swarm of zombies floods toward them. The policeman orders everyone into a vehicle. But as he moves to get in, a zombie bites deep into his arm. He turns and fires, and accidentally blows out the car tire. Every vehicle is now useless. Their only choice is to run. On foot, toward the city police station. The run through the streets is brutal. A zombie crashes into one officer. Agent Minna is shoved to the ground by a female zombie, her weapon spinning away across the pavement. Zombies close in from every direction, with Mortimer too exhausted to reach her. It is the bald prisoner who snatches up Minna's gun. He shoots the creatures closing in round her, saving her life. Despite this, the bitten officer rounds on him furiously. He demands he lower the weapon. The prisoner says nothing. He can see the bite wound on the officer's arm. He knows exactly what is coming. But there is no time to argue. The horde keeps growing. Survival means staying together. They reach the police station and force their way inside, slamming the heavy glass doors behind them. It buys them maybe 30 seconds. The zombies pile up against the glass, and it shatters. The group retreats deeper into the building and barricades themselves inside an office. The bald man pins the inner door shut with his body. The professor grabs the phone. The line is dead. The power is out. The computers are useless. They are completely sealed off from the outside world. The only way to restore communication is to find the source of the power failure and fix it manually. The police chief slips away to the bathroom to check his wound in private. When he unwraps the bandage, his stomach drops. The bite is full of yellow pus and already spreading. Mortimer sees it and knows. They uncuff the prisoner, the only one capable of navigating the station. Minna is told to stay and watch the chief. Her orders are grim but clear. If he turns, she shoots. The rest of the group moves toward the electricity room, forcing a reluctant young man to come along. Back in the office, the chief begins to change. His movements become erratic, twitching, unnatural. He looks directly at Minna with whatever clarity remains and says, "Shoot me now. Before I become one of them." Minna raises her weapon. Her hands are shaking violently. She cannot do it. The chief completes his transformation in the electricity room. The professor and the prisoner locate the main panel. The prisoner drives his boot into the board with full force. The lights flood back on, revealing a severed human arm on the floor beside them. They run back through the station and find the office in ruins. Littered with bodies, a zombie smashes through a glass partition and charges them. More follow. Immediately, they barely make it into a secondary room and barricade the door with furniture. Inside, they find the chief, dead, not turned. Mortimer grieves quietly. Minna sits motionless, staring at nothing. The power is back on, but the computer still refuses to connect. Then someone notices the television in the corner. It is working. A live news broadcast fills the screen. Hundreds of zombies flooding the streets of the city. And then, cutting through the chaos, a car appears. Minna leans closer. The driver is bald. It is the prisoner on live television. This man steps out of the car, kills 2 zombies without slowing down, walks into the broadcast studio, and stares directly into the camera. He speaks with a strange, almost philosophical fury. He says that these people want death, but death refuses to take them, that humanity has poisoned the world. And now the world is returning the favor. One of the female students in the room absorbs every word. She has always believed that people are the real plague. Overwhelmed, she slips away and takes her own life before anyone can stop her. The group cannot stay. Minna spots a window that leads outside. The curly-haired prisoner smashes through it with a chair and clears the frame. The professor stops them at the ledge. He is old, he says. He will slow them down. He tells them to go without him. When the zombies begin to close in on him, Mortimer makes the most painful decision of his life. He honors the professor's wish and ends his suffering cleanly, sparing him from becoming one of the things they have been fighting all night. 5 people drop from the window into the street below. The roads are eerily still. Not a single zombie in sight. They debate their next move and settle on the docks. A boat could take them somewhere untouched by all of this, but when they approach the waterfront, they stop cold. Every zombie they have encountered is lying on the ground in perfectly ranged rows, completely motionless. The streets had been empty because the entire horde was here, sleeping. The only route to the boats runs directly through them. Mortimer volunteers to go first. If they react to him, he will draw them away, and give the others a window to reach the water. He starts running. The other 3 head for the river. Then Minna stops. She turns to the 2 students and tells them to find a boat. She is not leaving Mortimer behind. The curly-haired prisoner looks at her and stays too. She is surprised. She does not say anything. But she notices. At the docks, the 2 students find a boat with the rope still tied. The boy tells the girl to release it quickly. She does, the moment it comes loose. He fires the engine and stares away alone. Leaving her on the pier without a second glance, she screams. 2 zombies turn toward the sound and begin advancing. Just before they reach her, headlights cut through the dark. A car skids to a stop. The bald man steps out with a gun in each hand and drops both zombies with a single motion each. He gets the girl into his car and drives back toward the others without a word. Minna and the curly-haired prisoner are surrounded on all sides. It looks finished. Then the bald man's car tears through the crowd and the trunk opens. Weapons, ammunition, everything they need. The 3 of them arm themselves, and the firefight begins. The zombies cannot push through the wall of gunfire. Bodies drop in every direction. Mortimer, pinned in an abandoned truck nearby, uses the chaos to break free and rejoin them. When the last of the horde falls, only one enemy remains standing. The zombie in the original sealed protective suit, the one from the very beginning. The bald man walks toward it without rushing, without fear, and kills it. It is over. He does not celebrate. He does not stay. He turns and walks away into the dark. And neither Minna nor Mortimer calls after him. They owe him too much. As for the boy who abandoned the girl on the dock and motored away alone, he never made it far. He had no idea a zombie had been hiding below deck the entire time. His selfishness did not save him. It delivered him, and with that, the story ends.